What's up, guys? Got a great show tonight. Let's get the guys in here. Facebook. Boom. Brandon. Oops, I don't want to share screen. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah. Boom. Brandon's coming in. So tonight's guest, Chris Russakis, legend in the sport here in Florida, and he's been in the sport. I mean, he's been in the game. Fuck, I think like 40 years now. So yeah, they still throw practices down at the pole barn in Port St. Lucie, and we're gonna have him on. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
How you doing, Brandon?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Good,
I'm
man.
7-Eleven pizza right now, so I'm not.
Yeah, baby. Good. What's up, Trent, my brother?
What's up, buddy?
Big pimping in the bed.
Yeah. Just got an eating dinner.
I know, right? Sunday flow, the Sunday vibe.
That's it.
So we're just waiting for Chris to come on. I just sent him the link to the show.
You've already fucked his name up, and it's been 30 seconds in.
Of course, dude. I got to keep it real. I
know. All right, you're gonna teach me how to do this background thing tomorrow.
Yes, for sure, dude. And this is the new schedule. Exciting. We got 11 events this year, man. Hey, Brandon, is the weight classes for all the events the same as Florida State's? Is that correct?
It's the AERS arms rankings.
Okay.
What they go by is what we're using as the weight class.
So okay.
Everybody can keep it.
So are they different?
With everything. No, it's AAA classes.
So is it the same as we used at the Florida States that just passed?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Standard AAA, big dog, 154, 176, 198, 220, 242, and 242 plus.
And that was AAA's weight classes?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Because I've been getting some people asking me, and the Masters is what, the two classes, 199 and under and 199 and over?
I don't know. We're gonna announce it. We're gonna figure it out, but typically, yeah, that's how we've done it.
Okay.
Hey, listen, you might have a problem getting Chris on here. He's trying to call in or something.
Oh, he doesn't know how to use. He doesn't have Zoom.
To download Zoom. I'm trying to. Let me.
Won't you dip up? Call him real quick. Yeah. So what's up, Trent? Man, did you watch the event yesterday? The Monster Factory event.
Yeah, I got to watch all of it up until Pauline and Pablo. Okay,
but did you get to see any of the like replay, like Chance pulling BJ?
I did get to see Chance pull BJ. And then the only one I didn't get to see so far was I haven't got to see 2 years and El Seltzers.
That was a fucking war.
One I haven't seen.
Crazy war.
Are you able to send the email link?
Yeah, I messaged it to him on Facebook.
Does that link include the phone number where he can call in?
No, you just have to click the. He can't call in. I don't know how that.
Yeah,
works.
no, I know. Zoom. There's a way to do it if you can't use Zoom.
Oh, to
you
call
get,
in?
like, an email. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do an email and it gives you like 20 numbers you can call to join that. Not that that'll
Oh.
give them video, but I'm trying to think of a backup option for
I
him.
got
He's
you.
100 years old. Says,
Yeah,
yes, I hit it. It says join the meeting. When I hit it, nothing happened. Yeah, he's struggling.
Okay.
Hey, tell him to go to the bottom and a little square with the arrow pointing up. The way I got to do
Trent,
it.
you
and then
handle
open-
that.
Yeah,
and open in Safari.
go message him.
All right, hold on one
I'm
second.
gonna just a
Yeah, I
second. I'm
barely know
gonna,
how to use this myself.
yeah, I know, man. It's fucked up.
But what do you think of that schedule?
I love it. I think that's incredible, man. 11 matches. I love how it's spread out.
11.
I'm looking forward to going like over to fuck, what's the where's a couple of the tournaments over in
Spring Hill.
Spring
There's
Hill?
gonna be
That's
two
it. Yeah, Spring Hill. I've always wanted to go over in that area.
We got Mayhem. We got the 2 bike week tournaments we've always had.
Yes.
We're doing one in the Orlando Convention Center. We got 3 at a super cool spot called City Limits in DeLand. Huge stage, massive outdoor area, food trucks and good food in the bar. Has 2 bars, and I mean it's a perfect arm wrestling hangout.
I got you.
And we're going back to Q4 one time. Just because they've showed us so much loyalty and helped build the following.
Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call him and just put him on my speakerphone by my microphone.
Perfect.
I think we'll do it old school because I think he called me.
And the finals we're planning to do, like we said, ideally we want to do a big finals with an award show and a little banquet afterward.
Hey, Chris. That's okay. We're gonna do it. Hey, we're gonna just do it this way. Can you hear him all right, guys?
Yeah, I can hear Mike.
Okay, cool. So we'll just do it over the phone. I got you on the show. We'll just do it over the speaker.
Okay.
So how you doing, brother?
I'm hanging in there. How you doing?
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
No, it's not bad actually. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
All right.
Speaking too soon.
So hey, Christian, Chris, how long you been in the sport of arm wrestling?
Well, I started in 1980. Me and you'll probably hear me talk about Bobby Hopkins a lot, but me and Bobby was together that night. We went to a and there happened to be a guy there that was the national champion 200-pounder from New Jersey, and he talked us into going to this place afterwards, and we started arm wrestling, and that's where it all began.
That's an incredible run. Like, what is that? Like 40 some years?
Yeah, it's been 42, fixing to be 43.
Brandon,
There's no way we could have had the FAL without having Chris on the committee.
Brandon just said that there was no way that we could have the FAL without having you on the committee.
He can watch the show while we're going.
Can you watch the show? Can you see the show while it's going?
All I have is a screen which just shows you.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
That's it.
Yeah, I have it on the YouTube, but it's fine. I think this will work.
I guess Trent sent me something that says hit this and open in Safari, but I don't know how to do that.
You're like old school.
I am bad on this thing. I wish there was somebody here that could help me. But
We're
You
good.
gotta email him. You can call in. I'm telling you, there's an email option on the Zoom invite.
Is there? Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
I don't see where, because it says all the invites and it just says invite. Oh, okay. I got you. So email. What's your email?
Yeah, if you email
Christ
him,
Russakis at yahoo.com.
Just a second here. See if I can do that. I'm going to, yeah, I'll just send you.
Safari, I don't know what that. I know what Safari is, but I mean I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I hit that what's going to be there.
I got you.
It should say like open in Safari. I don't know what kind of phone he has. Like I have an iPhone. It's open in Safari. When I click on it, it brings me straight to the page, and then you let me in.
Well,
But
I
depends
have
on-
an iPhone. So will that work, Trent, if I hit that? Or am I going to
Yeah,
go
so
off?
yeah, when you click that little square at the bottom right hand side with the arrow
Right.
pointing up, it should say it
Right.
should pop up open in Safari, and you just click on it.
All right, so I'll probably lose Craig when I do that,
That's
right?
fine. Go ahead.
So try it.
If you can't do it, just call him back.
Doesn't do nothing when I hit that square.
Fuck. Let me see if I can just email him.
It might be opening into a new window.
Normally when it lights up in blue,
Did
you
Chris
hit it and
download
then
Zoom?
it's in, but this is just sort of like a regular message.
Did you download Zoom?
I have Zoom. I already had it. I didn't realize I had it. I clicked on it and made sure it all worked and everything. But
Okay, so
Uh,
click. Do you have it open? Do you have the app open?
I went to it just while in it, and it says to join meeting, and I hit on it. Nothing happens. But
Oh.
I don't have no numbers or nothing to put on there. So I didn't
Yeah,
know.
you usually just click the link and then it'll bring you
Just click
to
the link in your messenger.
Yeah, click the link in your messenger. Try that. See if it works.
Try it again.
Just try it again.
All right, I'll go back to Messenger then.
Old timer's about to pop up in the chat. Watch. Dude, we once broke the windows out of a hotel in Mississippi, and every one of us could not call the front desk with a straight face to make up a lie. And we forced Trent into it.
This has a bunch of numbers on it, Chris. I sent you the email one on Messenger just now. So you can click on that click on the bot.
Numbers do I use on this?
Just click on the original link I sent you.
All right.
Whoops. See if that works for you.
It says copy link, and it says launch meeting, and then there's the
Yes.
Zoom, a blue Zoom thing at the bottom.
Yes.
What do I push? I tried launch meeting. It doesn't do anything. So
Okay.
if I hit the Zoom, it says,
You need to erase all that porn off your phone.
yeah,
Oh man.
it's got all this help thing on here and stuff. It says I said join meeting. Joining meeting. Done. Let me try it again.
I'm trying to be like you, Trent.
Try calling one of the numbers the
It's a
US.
mascot of FAL right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try
I'll
hanging
get a
up
little
and do the numbers that I sent you. There's a couple US ones. Try one of those and see if
That's
it
how he knows how to do it.
like there's a number here. It says 1-719-359-4580. Maybe call that.
That's a total of 13 easier than that.
Yeah.
What about the top of 305 area code? Isn't that fine?
There you go. Try that one.
Some hood dude in Miami's gonna answer a lot.
Yeah, so you'll have to hang up and try that number, I guess, right? Maybe he's gone already. Okay.
Trying to call it.
I think he's gone.
This is a great show. We gotta keep doing this.
Well,
This is great.
I wish
I'm
I would have
enjoying it.
known. I would have made sure he was set up on the thing.
Nah,
Maybe.
it's all good. We'll chop this for the FAL channel. Actually, leave this. This is incredible.
So Trent, I was asking you about the event and what did you think about the Chance match?
Chance looked very, very confident and very, very strong.
He set
She's
the
in here
hook.
with me.
He set,
Hold on 1 second, guys.
yep.
Trent's woman's about to beat him.
No, it's Mom's about to beat her ass. She's hiding from you. I'm here. Everybody on the podcast can hear you yelling for her.
That's so good.
If it breaks out to a fight, you
No,
better
it's
turn the
perfect. It's
camera
it
around.
blends in perfect. We're having a
Under the bed.
You sure the bed?
Yeah.
Fucking beat.
But no,
Right.
I thought Chance looked real confident, real strong. I mean, we all know BJ. BJ's a really good arm wrestler. He's been doing it for a long time. He's very strong. He knows the way around the table. And I mean, no disrespect to BJ at all, but Chance just looked like he was there to make a note of things. And I think the whole Ryan thing's kind of got Chance in a whole new mindset right now. So he's, really ready to make a statement. And he went there and done that.
For sure. Yeah. And he's going to get a free trip to Australia.
Nice butter.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Listen, there's two ways to know when someone's talking shit, they're really serious. You can say anything, but when it's time to put the wallet up, if Bowen believed in it, he would match some bets to get Chance.
oh yeah.
We
And,
would put thousands of dollars online now with Chance first one.
Oh my God.
I would
Yes.
personally
Oh, yeah.
get that fundraiser going right
Yes.
now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if Bowen sees this, we'll match him equal money in Australia. Offers on the table.
Let's do that. Let's do a live stream this week about that. I wanted to do a whole thing on that anyway. So get that.
What's up with Chris? Any progress?
I don't know, dude. I don't think it's gonna work out.
That's all right.
So
We'll talk about the schedule real quick.
yeah, let's go over the schedule. That's right.
Yeah, read them off. Read the first event off. I'll tell everybody a little bit about each event, the location, and kind of what's going on.
All right. So we got the February 4th, the Strong Arm Challenge. It's going to be in Spring Hill, Florida.
Perfect. This is the second longest running event in Florida. We've been running this event since, the original Orlando Barbell Tournament was the first Strong Arm Challenge.
What year was
So
that?
I'm going to go out and win 9 years. It had to be 2014, maybe 20. Yeah, probably 2014. Right at the beginning of WAL. So that event has always been in Orlando, whether it was the gym, Concordia, other spots. It's now going to be in Spring Hill at the new Pro Gear gym in the boxing ring. He has an entire little boxing arena set up in there. We're going to have the tables in there, the entire stream. So it's going to be incredible. You see Mikey's gym, it's just nothing but like, black and red scheme and splash paint and just, big trucks outside. It's just as hardcore as it gets for a gym. So, I mean, that's going to be super exciting as the very first event to kick it off. And that's in Spring Hill, Florida. On February?
And we got
4th.
March. Yeah, February 4th. That event's going to be on. And then we have Bike Week. And this event's going to be March 4th in DeLand.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's going to be at a new venue we just got. And they booked us for 3 events. This is probably going to be the coolest venue that we can go to for arm wrestling that's going to cater us. It's massive sound setup, 3 TVs hanging over the stage that will have access to the audio visuals. It's called Main Event.
Oh, here, I got Chris. Chris is coming in now.
Yes.
Yes, he's on.
Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't have the.
That's all
video,
good.
but
That's all good. We got
You
your
have
voice.
exited the Stone Age. Congratulations.
yeah,
Alright.
I'm here.
So
let's pause on the schedule real quick and let's talk a little bit about Chris
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Just because I don't want to hold him up all night. I know he's got a bedtime for sure.
So Chris, tell us again, because I want to make sure people hear you. Just how you got started in the sport in the beginning, and how long you've been in the sport.
Right. Okay. I had gone to a baptism for actually another really good arm wrestler, Bruce Pendleton, who was a great arm wrestler in Florida. He moved to Georgia, but anyhow, we were at his baptism, and there happened to be a guy there that was the 200-pound New Jersey national champion named Tim Riley, and he talked us into coming. And Bobby Hopkins, I was with Bobby Hopkins, and he talked us into coming over to a friend's house to arm wrestle. And that's how it all got started. And of course, he beat Tim Riley very easily, and Tim Riley couldn't believe it. And
So Bobby
I
Hopkins
arm
did?
wrestled. Bobby Hopkins beat Tim Riley, yeah, real easily. Like he didn't even.
How big was he back
real,
then?
real. Back then, he was probably about 240,
And how old was he?
250, something like that.
How old were you guys?
Oh, we were, gosh, let's see, 1980. 24 years old. I was 24 years old.
Okay.
Huh.
And Bobby was
Yeah,
240,
20.
he was big, thick already.
Bobby, younger. Bobby had to be like 23.
And so
Yeah,
when did
so
y'all
he
go to
beat
the
Tim
first
really.
competition together?
Well, we went to a lot of local. What happened was I ended up having 7 Florida State championships at the Chevrolet dealership I was working at. I put on 7 Florida State championships. Me and Bobby did together.
What years?
That would have been starting in 1980, 81, on up to like 1986, 87. Actually, it was we started actually in 1980. So 1986, I think, was the last year we had the Florida States here at the in Fort Pierce, and then they started having them on the West Coast after that. But we never went to a nationals or anything. And then the first person I arm wrestled at practice was Steve Myers, which was I went to arm wrestling. I had never lost an arm wrestling. And I went up to Steve Myers and shook his hand. I didn't know who he was. And he just flashed me about 5 times in a row, told me, "Hi, I'm Steve Myers, World Petaluma champion, blah, 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 blah." And I'm thinking, oh, my God. And then we started practicing. And then we became good friends and this, that, and the other. And that started it all. And then, like I said, we did those Florida State championships, and we never went to a national. So the one year we did go to nationals, there was a man named Al Turner. I don't know if y'all heard of him or not. He was like 58 years old. He was on TV, and he would line up football teams and just beat everybody on the football team. Well, he happened to be at this tournament up there that Steve Stanaway was putting on up there, Davy Patton area up there in Virginia. And Bobby beats Al Turner, which was like everybody was crying. And it was a big ordeal. And that was Bobby's first national, and he wins it, and he got best arm wrestler of the year and all this kind of stuff. So it was really, really cool.
You know, they consider Bobby Hopkins the greatest Florida arm wrestler ever.
Yeah, and we, we were best friends, so it's hard for me not to talk about him, because he was just an amazing person.
Well, a lot of people don't know about him, and they should. He was better than any
dude that
ever wrestled in this state.
I think he was 11-time world champion. Yeah, he was an awesome guy.
How big was this dude's neck?
What's that?
What's his neck measurement? I've always wondered
I
this.
don't know. And
3
he
feet
didn't hardly
around?
have a neck. That thing, his neck had to be 20-something inches. I mean, it was huge.
Oh, he's not lying, dude. This Bobby Hopkins neck,
dude.
Like Rick Lupton.
I'll tell you a story. Go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, Nick.
I remember I lived in Vero Beach, and I was a trainer, and I was training at World's Gym there. And this was I first moved to Florida probably 2004, probably around then. And there was this pastor, you probably know him, Chris, Curtis, big black guy. He was benched like 700 pounds. Him and Bobby used to train together a little bit. And they had that strength team where they would get on stage and they would do all kinds of strengths, like bend pipes and fucking, just lift crazy shit. But I remember seeing Bobby at the gym, and he was so friggin' huge, man. He was just like a monster. And I was in the bodybuilding then. I never really, I of course I knew about arm wrestling, but I just saw this guy training. These guys were benching like 500 pounds for reps.
He looked like a draft horse.
He was just a monster. And then it's funny later on, getting into the sport of arm wrestling and then finding out, like Brandon just said, I mean, he was the all-time great, arm wrestler in Florida, and like just in general in that era. I mean, it was just and what a phenomenal athlete and a man and a great human being. I know his son and Bobby Jr. and just great people, man. And yeah, man, I always remember talking to you about Bobby all the time, because I know you guys were, like brothers.
Yeah, we were real close, everything. And we double dated. We met our wives at the same place. It was crazy. We were always together. We did all partying together. We did arm wrestling together. We traveled all the tournaments all over, everywhere together. I didn't go to Worlds with him. Jason, my son-in-law, went to a couple Worlds with him. The only Worlds I went to was in 2004 in Africa, and of course Orlando. But so I missed out on that. But I trained him for Worlds. He counted on me to get him ready for Worlds. And I'm a person that run him through all his stuff and got him ready for football. But we were just best friends.
What kind of training did you guys do? I remember you telling me some of the type of routines that you guys would do. Can you tell the guys out there what kind of workouts you guys were doing?
Well, we did some different things back in those days. Like we would do like the flat hand truss pull-ups, like on 2x4s.
That's a good exercise.
I consider a 2x4. You kept your hand flat. Like you put your hand like in a 90 and you left your fingers straight out. And that's how we did our pull-ups we'd get up on the trusses and hang off the trusses and do pull-ups. We actually did a weight training, and then we would arm wrestle for like 2 hours afterwards. But we did things, hammer curls was real big to us back in those days. And, wrist curls, a lot of things they don't even do in arm wrestling today. Today they do mainly, bands, springs, cables. Back in those days, it was all free weights, and vice grip competitions, and Bobby actually broke a pair of vice grips during the competition, squeezing them so tight. Actually, it was just crazy. I mean, I never seen anybody break a pair of vice grips before. So, yeah. We did some crazy stuff, man. It was all different than it is today.
Tell us about
Put your hand in a bucket of
Tell us about your career, Chris.
Right. Well, my career is not as great as all that. I mean, I'm in a lot of tournaments. I probably got 100 trophies and maybe 30 or 40 medals. I never was number one too much. I mean, I won Florida States. I think it was in 1987, 1988, something like that. I
what
won
weight
Florida
class?
States. 150 or 154s. I think it was 150 back then before they changed the weights to 154. I arm wrestled at 150. I walked around about 168 and I would arm wrestle 150. And I did that probably 10, 15, maybe even or so years at least before I decided to start pulling, because they had 171 pound class and I started pulling that, and they had the 165, but I started pulling masters at 171 and I would pull the 165 open. But the bad thing was I'd have to be lighter to make my master's class. I mean, heavier for the master's class, and I'd have to be 165 for the open class.
Yeah.
So, I always lost the weight. I was always the lightest person there, in the master's class, because I had to lose the extra weight for the 165. But I did travel all over, went to all the nationals, especially in the from the 2000 on up. I went to many, many nationals all over, Robinson, Indiana, everywhere. Went all the nationals across the state. What's that?
How'd you do at those? Did you place in any of the nationals?
Did I what?
Did you place in any of the nationals?
Did I what in the nationals? I didn't hear what you said.
Did you place? How did you do at
Oh, yeah,
the
I always
nationals?
play.
Did you place any of them?
I don't think I ever went without didn't come home with a trophy. I mean, I've always placed, but they placed the sixth place then. But I always got second, third, or fourth. I don't remember ever getting first at nationals. I got second. I'm trying to help out a friend. We had a thing called the Triple Crown, and if you won three nationals, you could win this Triple Crown money, and everybody put into this money for Triple Crown. Well, Mike West, one year, we were up there, I think it was in Robinson, Indiana. There wasn't enough participants in the 189 class, and I pulled 171. So he talked me and Ron Klemba and 2 or 3 others to get in the class so there would be enough people so he could win the Triple Crown. So we did. And it's crazy because I placed like third or fourth in the 171, and I got second in the 189.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I got first, I got second. And then Ron Klemba was behind me, and then there was somebody else. But I never beat Ron Klemba one-on-one, but the way the bracket worked out, I didn't even have to pull him.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that was real nice because I never beat Ron, not in a tournament. Nope.
Don't you just love placing ahead of a guy you can't beat?
Just want to
John Parton from Alaska, who is no longer with us, and then and Ron Klemba was 2 guys I could never get past either one. I almost beat John left-handed at nationals. I had him a half an inch to the pad like 5 different times because they kept fouling one of us out and stuff. I could not pin him, and he ended up coming back and beating me. But that's the closest I came to winning a national, but I didn't get it done.
You mentioned that you pulled with Dave Patton a lot.
Dave Patton was the main person I had to arm wrestle. Every time, it didn't matter where the tournament was at, Davey Patton was here. And he arm wrestled everywhere I went, and I always had to pull him first match and always knock me in the loser's bracket. And then I would get with Steve Myers, and he would finish me off. So I always never could beat those guys. So I always come in third or fourth. And fourth didn't place. So you had to get third to get a trophy.
Well, there weren't many people beating Dave Patton back then.
There was Davey beat Bobby Hopkins. I mean, I sat there and watched, just blew my mind. At 150-pounder could beat Bobby Hopkins. I mean, I've seen him do it 2 or 3 times. It was just crazy. He would take Bobby's hand and just wait there and wear him down and beat him. And just plumb amazing. Yeah, the first time I met John Brzink, we were having one of our Florida State championships, and we heard about this guy coming, 175-pound guy. Kid was coming from Utah, right? Where's John from?
From Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, I thought it was Utah. So we're all laughing. We're like, this kid, I can't believe how serious he is to come all the way from Utah to here to pull Bobby Hopkins. And he said he was going to beat Bobby. And I'm like, we're all laughing. So he comes walking in, and I look at him, didn't look like there was a muscle on him. And I'm thinking, this kid has lost his mind. Well, he beats Bobby every time without no problem. It just blew our mind. John Brzink.
That's a great story.
So it was awesome. And it just, and also Davey Patton. Davey Patton came to Bobby's house one night, and we're sitting there pulling, and his tendon would go all the way across his elbow on the inside, like all the way across, like most tendons, people's tendons are like, say, half-inch wide. His would go all the way across his arm. And mine does now. But back then it was like how is that possible? And then he could easily beat Bobby, and it was just like, what am I doing pulling somebody like that at 150 pounds can beat Bobby? There's no way I'll ever touch this guy. Of course, I never did, but he was a friend, and I met him at all the tournaments, and his brother arm wrestled also, and brother's good. His brother wasn't as good, but his brother was good. Well, the same as Brzezinski. You know, John's brother Bill was also a good arm wrestler, but just didn't make it to the top like John.
So I just want to say,
man, it's so many.
want to just say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got Carl Stanley, Superman's hanging out with Chance Shaw. Chance dominated. And want to thank Joel, Cage, John, everybody for the support. And we couldn't have an FAL league without having Chris on the board, man. You know, he just brings so much.
The godfather of Florida arm wrestling.
The godfather, yes. So, Chris, I got to ask you, what do you think of what the FAL has in store for the 2023 season and what you've seen in, you know, the past few events here in Florida?
Man, I got my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's the most amazing thing that's ever happened to arm wrestling. I mean, I really believe this.
Nice.
We've never had the excitement that this is going to bring in you're already laying out all the tournaments for next year and just the excitement of all of it and the way Brandon is doing everything, him and Artem and Chance.
Yeah, we're going to drop a little. Go ahead.
No, I just think it's awesome. I think it's exciting. It's going to get some new people in, and I think that's what the sport needs. We need, and like what you're talking about, doing the amateurs and the pros late. I think that's going to be a huge thing. Because like you said, it's boring for the guys just going to watch one person. Family comes and they're going to just watch a one person arm wrestle, you know, and they got to sit there all day, and it becomes boring for them. So I always wondered, what can we do to make arm wrestling not so boring? But I think you guys are going to do it. I think that's going to be great.
We're about to announce. Should we say it right here, or should we wait for another podcast? When's this coming out?
Whatever.
Live people here.
This is live right now. This is live. We're live right now.
We're announcing $10,000 guaranteed cash prize tomorrow. If you're on this right now, you hear it now. But tomorrow, $10,000 hits the account for the prize fund. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be insane. So,
amazing.
You know, and this is guaranteed money. This is if two people show, it's all paying out. So we got huge sponsors on board. Chris, this is gonna be the biggest thing Florida's ever seen.
Oh, it's gonna be the biggest thing in arm wrestling, period, I believe.
What did you think of the production we did last Saturday?
It was great. People were coming out and getting me before I even walked in and said, "Oh, you got to see how this is set up in here. Come look at everything." No, I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. I like the way Artem was, you know, talking to all the winners and everything. And I just thought it was great.
Man, and we're only going to improve.
We got Chad Britton in the chat. He said he just trained with you for the first time today.
Yeah, sure did. He's got an amazing family. My son-in-law just luckily hasn't been arm wrestling. Jason Rivas, he's got like 5 or 6 titles, and
yes,
he popped up today, which was great. Chad got to meet him, pull him some, so that was a blessing today to have him come by.
How is Jason doing?
He's doing fantastic. He's a fireman in Palm Bay, and he's got 4 boys and 3 boys and a girl, and they keep him busy between baseball and everything going on. Hopefully get him back into arm wrestling one day is my hope.
Yeah, I hope so too, man.
You got to pull him a lot, Craig, when we were first training down at Rogers.
Yes, man. He's a stud.
When you and Andre first started pulling down
I know,
there,
dude. I miss those days, man, down at Rogers' place, pulling Andre and Jason. And
listen, I'm going to tell you a little story about
Dickie.
Jason. This is my only experience with him, aside from seeing him whoop people's ass at practice. Me and Jason make it to the finals or half, like semifinals in a Renaissance Fair tournament.
I remember.
All right. He jams me with a flop wrist press, pins me an inch below the pad, looks at the ref, and the ref calls no pin. That ref was Jerry Caderet. That ref,
Yeah, imagine that.
He gives Jerry that he does the same move Jerry does. I slip below the pad.
Yeah.
Jerry gives me the slip. He gets robbed by Jerry while doing the flop wrist press. Absolutely
back and
ironic.
beat him.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I think Brandon
Jerry
got number one that day.
I was biased. I probably cheated my way through the bracket or something.
Jason was upset. Jason was upset he lost. He didn't feel
Well, you tell him this.
didn't feel
Me and him both know he pinned me. I just didn't tell the referee.
he doesn't talk about it. You know, he doesn't talk about, that. So
I want to see
it's
him
not
come
like
back,
it's
man.
bothered him.
Yes, I want him to come
Oh
back.
man, I
too.
want him to come back.
Hey,
It'd be great for the team. It'd be great for- Oh yeah,
Well, maybe
yeah.
the
Oh,
league
yeah.
will draw him back.
Yeah, he's. I hope to keep him involved.
So, Chris, did you see any of the Monster Factory event? Did you see Chance pull BJ?
I did see that. I did see the one there. I didn't understand what the monster thing was about, and I was wondering because like where it was at and all. I didn't understand how that all worked. But yeah, and I knew Chance wasn't gonna have no problem. I mean, BJ's strong, but not near in the class where Chance is at right now.
It's amazing.
Chance
I mean,
looked it.
we saw
Couldn't believe it.
Artem and Andre and Austin, the triple A's, all winning a Washington State title. I mean, Artem, it's just crazy beating Andre right-handed. I mean, it's just insane to me. And then Austin almost won the
Florida's got
overall.
good arm wrestlers.
It's like the
And listen,
FAL.
Yeah.
The talent is just extraordinary. It's called.
I actually was really wanting to watch the match with Artem and Andre left-handed. I thought Artem had a chance to beat him left-handed. I didn't even think right-handed that he had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He
Amazing.
did.
It's amazing, man. It just shows you the talent, the level of what we have here in Florida now, and with the FAL now, man, it's just going to be insane. I mean, it's a takeover. I just created that hashtag. It's a takeover, and it's going to be taken over 2023. It's not all hype, man. It's going to be insane. And as we see 11 events on the schedule, it's going to be off the chain, man. I can't wait. I'm so happy that you're a part of this, man, with your experience and all your knowledge in the sport. It's just going to be awesome.
It just makes me feel good that I know the sport's not going to die out. That you guys are really doing an awesome job keeping things going. Brandon's had so many tournaments going and just keeping the sport alive. Just about every time there's a tournament, you pick up one or two people, that gets interested and wants to come train and all, so it's just great to have all these tournaments.
Did you see
Yeah, and it was great. Like you said, all our Florida boys going up there and coming home with first place, man. That's like, I just think that's great. We got some bad boys.
We do.
Yeah, did you see how big that amateur class was at Florida State, Chris? I didn't know any of the guys in the amateur class. We had like 60 new guys.
No, me either. Like, where'd they come from? I didn't even know none of them. Never saw none of them before.
It's blowing up. We're going to be doing 200-300 entries soon.
Easy.
And it's always been boring, and everybody complains about having to sit there and watch the amateurs, and I do too. I mean, I was like, man, I wish the amateurs heard me get over so we can start with the real arm wrestlers. But we really need to keep the amateurs got to be important because that's our future arm wrestlers.
Hey, give me a second to speak on it because people might not have seen the last thing about how we're going to split down the tournament now. Everybody that's been showing up, we may do, pro left first, amateur left, pro, and alternate. From now on, that typical 8-hour block you would spend at this tournament just hating it, we're going to split it into 2 4-hour blocks. The amateur class is going to take place pretty much from about 9 to 1 and from about 2 to 6, 2 to 7 will be the pro class and the overall and all that. We're going to have 2 separate weigh-ins, 2 separate award ceremonies, 2 separate everything. All this will be outlined, the times for each on each individual flyer. But you will no longer have to sit here at the tournament and wait 7 hours just to see your cousin arm wrestle or to wait for your turn to arm wrestle. You know, if you're the super heavyweight right hand and that's the only class you're pulling, you literally wait 8 hours or 6 hours just to pull. Where that's never going to happen again. You're going to be able, if you're a pro, you're going to be able to go sightseeing, go to breakfast, go do all the good stuff, and then show up and weigh in, do all this. So the people that are flying in, the travelers, just the general guy that doesn't want to sit there all day, it's going to improve for everybody. You amateurs that don't want to stick around for the pro tournament, which you should, but if you don't want to, you're going to be able to get your award 4 or 5 hours after you show up and leave. Your whole package done, you know, by 2 o'clock, you'll be out of the building. They will have the option to stick around and sign up in the pro and all that. But we are going to split it down into 2 separate blocks of tournaments. There's going to be a morning amateur tournament and an afternoon pro tournament. So for everybody listening, this is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
What do you think of that triple
I
weigh-in?
couldn't tell you. That's also a game changer. I wish we'd have had that years ago, man. He'd go all the way, you know, it wastes so much money in hotels and stuff because you'd have to go early to weigh in because you're dieting for weeks and weeks and you want, you know, you're not going to mess up. You got to make weigh-in. You don't want to be so weak the next day. So you go the night before and you stay in a hotel and, you know, you spend a lot of money just to get that weigh-in, that early weigh-in on Friday night. I drove all the way to the Panhandle. I couldn't tell you how many times, Destin and Crestview, you know, 8 hours, 9 hours to get there on Friday night before weigh-in's over to weigh in the night before so you can get some fluids back in you and get feeling halfway decent for your arm wrestle. I think it's going to be huge to have this triple weigh-in deal.
We're saving the arm wrestlers money. That's the whole thing. It does not benefit the FAL at all. If you spend all your money in gas
money
and
and
hotels
time.
to drive away.
Exactly. Money and time.
Talking about the Panhandle and the Destin area, Chris, we're going to the Panhandle. Did you see that?
I saw that. I looked at all the tournaments. I think, man, it's great, man. We haven't been over there in a while.
Yeah, we're going. We're going to
do a lot of over by Tallahassee, I saw.
Yes. This is Chance Shaw led that one up. He booked that venue. He apparently we're going to be able to do a laser show, fog coming out, intros, all sorts of stuff. This is a mega production spot. And the guy that's helping us out up there is to do big time production.
Maybe we can get some of them arm wrestlers out of Tallahassee. Steve Dedge and man, there's a ton of arm wrestlers up there. Steve Myers lives up there. It'd be great to get some of those guys
up there.
Yeah, Jason. What was his name? Jason. He was a cop up there. But there's some great arm wrestlers up there. It's up there by Wilton Brockford.
Yeah, what type of entries were y'all getting up there? Did y'all have good participation up in the Panhandle in the past?
Oh yeah, we always had great tournaments. Now, you know, they were run a little different and stuff, but they were good. We always had, man, 100, 150 at least, you know, like at all the entries, at all the tournaments.
Without the internet?
They were good. Not every once in a while we'd have a lighter one, maybe like 70 or 80, but actually, back in those days, we always had plenty of arm wrestlers. But they came out of Georgia, Alabama, you know, it's like close right there, you know, so we always brought Louisiana and all them guys came. Which will probably happen here also.
You know, we got some plans. We want to do a TAL versus FAL, Texas Arm Wrestling League versus FAL. Maybe we could get those Texas guys to invade the Tallahassee event.
Be a good idea.
Ooh, that would be cool.
That would be nice.
Be a good idea.
I'm just so glad that this league is making some changes, which I'm old school. I don't really like changes, but all the changes that y'all have done already have been great. I do like those changes, and
You know why? Because we aren't
the
promoters of
shirts
arm
are
wrestling.
great. Yeah, the great logo y'all got on it, everything is great. I mean, I'm just so excited for what's going to happen with all this.
I think everybody is. Dude,
And
I
it's
get my
awesome.
message.
It's awesome
Yeah,
that
but-
you're excited because you've been in the sport and you've seen so much of the history. So, being an old school guy, it's so nice that you approve of all these great changes as well, because you have passion to see the sport continue and build and build. And, that just excites all the young pullers out there as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I have a tremendous passion for this, and it's just crazy that I love the sport as much as I do. I always say it's like one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat. It's just you and the other guy, and I know the referee can interfere, but it's really, if you're the better guy that day and you're the stronger guy, you're going to win. The referee can't keep you from winning if you're the better guy. And I think, I just think it's so cool, about all the new things going on also. It's just great.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. We're gonna have a merchandise shop. We're having full, athletic pants, hoodies, tank tops. I mean, hats. We got custom
Hey,
straps
yeah.
coming. This whole thing it's going to be insane. We have, and we'll announce it today, an official FAL arm wrestling handles and merchandise coming to all the handles, all these, Rolling Thunder style handle, wrist wrench style, all this stuff is going to be official FAL branded, and we're pairing up with Alpha Whiskey, Matt King. He's running us some custom FAL one-offs that we're going to be having at the tournament. Man, it's incredible. This is so aesthetically good looking that, I mean, when I went in there and we set it up, just walking around and looking at the live stream, the way it looked like you could have been on any production anywhere, cutting multi angles, and that dude doing our audio video, Robert Kelly, is a monster. That was coming. Channel 9 News don't have a setup like that. That was out of control.
Carl was bringing up a question, and I think we're probably going to do a live stream on this, probably, Brandon, but you probably can answer this better than anyone. He's asking, how does the big money get paid out? Is there a point system throughout the year?
Sure. We'll do a whole episode on this, but I'll just give you the rough breakdown. It's going to be 100% fair. So we calculate the amount of entries and then the ratio in each weight class. So if there were, 100% of the entries, 12.5% of those were the right hand 154, 12.5% of the prize money goes to right hand 154. So each amount of entry in each weight class, they build accordingly. So the classes that have the most entries throughout the year will have the highest payout. And so the money will be split among all the classes. And the points buildup is going to be as simple as this is not the exact figure, but it would be 5 points for the win, 3 points for second, 1 point for third, 1 point for entering, and 5 points for overall. That's not the exact point system we're using. We are refining it and getting it where it's exactly fair, because we want it as competitive as possible. But it's going to be that simple and cumulative. So some of our bigger classes are going to have big payout, and you don't have to worry about the, let's say 154 left hand. If it has one guy each tournament, they're getting the same amount as the pros that had 17 guys in the super heavy right. It will not pay out like that. It's going to pay out accordingly, perfectly fair across the board in the distribution that they entered. So it's going to be good. If you're one of the guys in one of the super competitive classes, it's going to be a lot harder to win, but the prize is going to be bigger. So pretty cool.
I think that's fantastic.
We want to
Because
keep it as fair as possible so we can get as many people.
I feel every
it
class
should be
is going to be
judged on-
stacked.
And this
Yeah,
thing, man,
you know,
don't
like-
have to- go ahead.
But if a guy says, he took first place, first thing I'm going to ask him is, who'd you beat?
Absolutely.
Because to me, it don't matter if there's 10 people in the class and there's nobody in those 10 people that are, top arm wrestlers. Well, to me, I want to know who you beat. You beat Artem, you beat Austin Wade. I mean, to me, you should get more points, which we don't need to get into none of that tonight, but I'm just saying, I've always felt like it should make a difference on who you beat, and not just.
Here's another aspect to it, Chris. Are you following the AERS ranking rating system?
Is that the one Chance is doing, or?
No, it's a rating system Corey Miller made. It uses a chess-based ELO system.
Oh no, I haven't.
Exactly what you say.
No,
so
seen that.
Me beating Corey Miller has more value than me beating the amateur from here, or if I beat Dave Chafee, it has more value and more affects my rating a lot more than if I beat Craig. If you beat John Brzezinski, it has more than if you beat me. I just want to use John Brzezinski.
That's
myself.
exactly.
But that's so what you all, we don't really have a way to apply the money to what you're saying, like valuing arm wrestlers worth more than this. But the ELO based system takes that into account exactly. Like you might be a 1,450 rated arm wrestler and you beat a 1,700 guy, that affects your rating a lot more than if you beat an 1,100 guy. So it is pretty cool. And the other thing is we purchased the bracket system from Corey. So every tournament you come to at the FAL, you will not have to worry about the promoter turning in the brackets. As soon as we hit download and we send it off, you will be on the ARS ARM rating system updated. If you go look, wow, from last Saturday, everybody that competed last Saturday, you are now on the ARS ARM system. Go to the pollers, type your last name. You can see the tournament. You can see who you won and lost to. This is an incredible database and an archive. So we're using it. And that's why our weight classes are in accordance. But to what you're saying, that ELO-based system is essentially exactly what you're looking for, Chris. You should look into it.
That's fantastic.
Now, the other thing is if we seeded our weight class, if we seeded the bracket by your ELO score, that could make it very interesting. I don't know that we could do that, but that's another twist on things that can make it real fun.
Yeah, these ideas and stuff, that's what's going to make it better.
Tell me about this. I want to run this by you. I love your opinion on things. Our final event, we're doing a finals. I have plans to do, we want to make something special if we're giving away the big awards. We're going to do, we'd like to start a Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame where we can induct 3 guys each year into the hall. But we need an award ceremony for this. So the plan is, I think it's going to be I think honestly, this season's going to be a super success. So we plan to have, after the final tournament, everybody can have a little semi-formal event after. You can change out of your sweaty clothes, maybe look half decent, take some pictures. We're going to have a little banquet, hopefully. And, a big award ceremony where we can call everybody up. We could do an award for the greatest match of the year, arm wrestler of the year, all these other things, but under a formal setting. And we're not talking maybe tuxedo, suit and tie, but certainly it would be something nice where we have something where it's not just fierce competition. We can wind down after, you can schmooze with your boy, rub elbows, and then, congratulate everybody. That's the plan for the final event. So we don't have the location announced, but it should be big. But do you think that has potential, Chris?
Yeah, like, the Nationals, they used to have the party after Nationals. There was always a party, and you danced and carried on and got to talk with everybody, and always had the arm wrestling tables so you could play around too also. But yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
And man, all the participants of this whole season should have some sort of, something at the end of the year to reap their benefit. Even if you didn't win, you get to go to the banquet and the party, man. You have your year-end thing.
Oh no, that's fantastic. I like that.
I think it's another chance too to give some recognition to some guys, that might not, there's going to be guys that are helping throughout the year that just don't win or they don't compete. There's so many people behind the scenes. It would be nice to showcase my referee. It would be nice to, let someone get up there and give a lifetime achievement speech of why they're the, when we're putting them in the Hall of Fame, and put 2 guys each year that we recognize. It could be start with Bobby Hopkins, greatest arm wrestler in Florida, one of our initial inaugural, and these are just ideas, but Florida arm wrestling can be so much more. We are the biggest state as far as cooperation. California may have a few more arm wrestlers, but in Florida, this is a hardcore, tight-knit group. This is 220, 230 dudes. They're absolute boys. And we should have a moment like that where we can all just celebrate each other at the end of the year. It's going to be a long season. We're going to arm wrestle every 3 to 4 to 5 weeks. There is no break between the tournament that's longer than 5 weeks. So I think it would be nice in a nice ballroom, man, somewhere after the tournament. We can turn up, have some fun, But that's the plan, man.
I like all the ideas. And the greatest thing is you're following through with them. It's not just talk. Things are getting done.
Listen, brother, the money is out of my hands.
Cool. That's good.
Somebody told me I rubbed elbows with Travis Bagent too much and I shouldn't hold the money. I was offended when I heard that, but I also believed it to be true. So the money is out of my hands. I'm not even holding the money for this league. We just hired the treasurer, Dan Shaw. He's handling everything. This man is, he's the most honorable human I know, one of them. And
you can't get better than
a mastermind businessman. He knows credit management. He knows everything. And most of all, he's a secure guy. And if he's lending his credibility to it, you need not worry. You need not worry. That is very different than Brandon Morris telling you, hopefully I'll have it on the 9th tournament. That is not what this is. This money has already been transferred. We have sponsors that have already, everything is squared away. And there will be an official announcement Monday morning. I want the banks to open at 9 a.m. and I want to show some things. But it's going to be huge. The best part of this Florida Arm Wrestling League is good business practice. Everything we say, we will do, and we won't say anything we can't do.
That's what people like. They like somebody's going to follow through with something and not just talk about it.
The biggest thing about this, Chris, was taking the competition away. We're no longer in any competition. It's purely a cooperative. Everybody's on board. Like I told you, if someone wants to run a charity event down south to help them, man, we're sending them shirts for prizes. We're going to sponsor it. We're going to chip in a few bucks for their thing. Like, this is not, this is in no way a dictatorship. This is absolutely, we're doing it the opposite of how promoters are doing. We want to give a ton away to the arm wrestlers. We have a budget almost as big as our prize money just for awards to the people too. I mean, the amount of money we're funneling in this and already have is it's incredible, but it's all going to pay off just in the quality we're raising everything. And I think it's like everything. Once you raise the bar, it's very hard to go back down. I'm going to guess just from this 1 year that we do, Florida arm wrestling for a long time is going to be elevated. That's just my personal opinion, but when you give someone caviar, they don't want bologna no more. And we could, guy asked me, why are we doing $40? Well, I had someone ask me this, why are we doing $40 entries now? I didn't mention that gas is $4, but it's just hot dogs to a steak. That's all it is. We can go back to hot dogs if nobody likes steak, but the difference between hot dogs and steak in this scenario is very small. And, that's the difference of us being able to do huge productions, huge everything, pay the camera, pay the sound guy, book these incredible venues, have 6-foot-tall trophies and give away motorcycles in the middle of the events. We've done all this year. We hosted, from this year, we gave away a motorcycle in the middle of Euphoria. We hosted the Orlando Convention Center on 3 weeks' notice. We had international super matches at Florida State. We had 6-foot-tall trophies, massive awards for everybody at King of Florida. I mean, and this was not under the banner or the umbrella of Florida Arm Wrestling League. That was just me acting alone with a small staff. Wait, now we're all in, man. We got the committee. We have everybody's ideas. We're asking people to give us better ideas. But you thought this year was big. Wait till you see next year. It's going to be out of control. And we're working on sponsorship every single day. So this could change day to day, man. We could get Harley on board next month and suddenly hey man, we got a bike for you. I don't know if that would be a dream come true, but we're working on this every day. I mean, I'm spending 6 to 8 hours a day just calling businesses, handling stuff, trying to get things lined up, sending people our promotional material and getting things booked and planned. So it's going to be crazy, man, but there's a ton of work going into it, but it's all going to pay off tenfold for everybody. I mean, your average arm wrestler that's just showing up with his entry fee is going to get a $500 production for himself. End of the year, he's going to get to come to a banquet. He's going to get to participate in all this. And, it's pretty damn cool. You can't join a powerlifting meet for under $200. You got to buy the membership for $100, all this. So we're going to ultimately put out a very, very affordable product. I personally believe for what we're doing.
I think anybody that's on the fence, like should they or should they not get involved in arm wrestling, I think this is going to make a change that'll bring them in.
Yeah, man. And listen, this is my speech to everybody. We are only small because we haven't brought 2 friends. If everybody that comes to this tournament brings 2 friends, we are instantly 3 times larger. If we grow 3 times larger, this thing is out of control. We're talking $30,000, $50,000 a year prize money. Like, it could get crazy. But I mean, that's it. We're just everyone bringing 2 boys, and y'all done brought 10 people. I've brought 20 people into this. But if we all bring 2 people, this blows up. I mean, it just, the curve of the growth is going to be out of control. And I think we're all going to go from 150 to 250 entries in the span of 12 months. But these are all just, dreams and aspirations. But I think that we have this is a super promising league.
I agree.
It's exciting, dude. It really is. I for me, I'll be honest, I'm a little upset that I can't be more. I would love to kind of arm wrestle in it. I don't know that I'm going to personally get to participate in any of it. Maybe jump in and have a super match with someone. But for the guy that is going to get to compete in this, god damn, it's going to be awesome. Absolutely. I mean, when I walked in, I set that up. And when I walked back to the car and walked back in at Q4, and Q4 is a tiny venue, it looked insane. I mean, it looked like we were, shooting something for a game of arms.
It was definitely something to see for sure.
We're on to something. That's all we can say. We're on to something, and we're going to grow from here. It's dude, we're bringing in everybody. We got Chris. We have a whole committee: Trent, Dylan Cobb, Matt King, Craig Soblair. There's a bunch of others in there: Champ, Artem, Carl Stanley. Pretty much a lot of the more influential guys in the state and a lot of the older guys in the state. It's a full committee. Everyone's voting on issues and different things, rule setting, all this. But it's dude, this is the most exciting time I've seen in 11 years in armor. For me, personally here.
Oh yeah, I've always tried to promote it and build it up and get people arm wrestling, but this is gonna be a game changer. The excitement that you guys have and the energy that you guys have doing everything is really, that's just gonna give more energy to everybody.
I drink 2 more of these Mountain
Make it
Dews,
more.
I'm gonna have 7 sponsors by the morning.
And it's just getting started. It's just getting started. The excitement is just getting started.
Hey, Craig,
Right.
Let's let these guys know, guys. Comment whoever you want to be on the next show.
Yes,
Please.
we're going to be pumping out a bunch of shows. And I do believe tomorrow night we're going to do a live stream with the announcement, right, Brandon? Is that what's going on?
Yes. There's a couple things. I'd like to bring on the winners from this weekend on a show at some point this week. Would be nice if we could have them all on and showcase everybody. Yes, tomorrow we are bringing the treasurer Dan Shaw, FAL official treasurer Dan Shaw on here, and we are making the final money announcement, the payouts for the finale. It is guaranteed cash. We will you guys heard it here, but we will make the official announcement and all the graphics and everything. And we'll bring them the money man on to tell you all the details.
Well, Chris, I won't keep you anymore. I know it's late. You want to say anything before we let you go?
I just wanted to mention to Carl. Is Carl still on there?
Yes.
Carl Stanley. I just happened to tell a story today about Carl to Chad, which is still on there. I think.
Share. Yeah, share it.
About
We're both here.
What again?
Carl beating Bobby Hopkins at a tournament, one of Todd King's tournaments. And
I was there.
Me too.
kind of cool that Carl is on tonight, because I just told Chad about that story today and telling him who he was. And I told him how I used to arm wrestle when he was just out of high school, or still, maybe still in high school, and where he's become and how far he's grown, through the years that I've known him. And I was telling Chad that story today. And I just think it's cool that they're both on there now. So now they,
It's funny because Carl had mentioned that when he got on the chat, he said that he had the pleasure of pulling both Bobby and Bobby Jr. So awesome.
Right. Yes, I just think it's kind of it's cool how it all worked out.
Thanks, Chris, for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Guys, I just think it's great. It's going to be exciting. I thank you so much for having me on the show, and y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Have a good one, big dog.
Take care.
So before we wrap it up, let's go over the schedule. We were on April 1st. We got the Armageddon in Winter Park.
No, we
a
were
little
on
bit
March.
about that.
Oh, okay, you're right. We're on April. Armageddon. It's a new event we're doing in April. It is going to be the one we're doing at Q4. Q4 is the smallest venue, but we want to show them loyalty and come back. They've helped us build our following, and we do not want to abandon them just yet. We may outgrow them, but I believe we can stop there one more time. And this may be our final outing there. I don't know, but we're going to go out with a bang if we do. The new event's called Armageddon, and that is our only event there, and it's in Winter Park, Florida.
And then we go to May 6th, the Panhandle Classic. We were just talking with Chris about that tournament, bringing arm wrestling back to the Panhandle, Tallahassee area.
Yeah, that one is going to be at a place called Fire Betty's. I've never been there personally. Chance booked the venue with one of his buddies. Supposed to be incredible. I recommend you guys look it up on Google. They should have a main stage, everything, another super large venue. And we are going to have 2 production teams there. We have a guy doing effects, and we are going to have our Robert Kelly, who is coordinating with us to do all of the FAL season. So that one's going to be great. We're hoping we challenge all you Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, Texas guys, all come on down, give the FAL a shot. We'll be as close to you as we can.
But that's going to be an interesting tournament there.
It is.
We're going to have out-of-state guys show up for that one. That one there could possibly be one of the biggest tournaments we do all year, honestly, with all the nearby states.
Wouldn't that be something if we had a honey hole there we were never dipping into?
Yep. So you said you got to think, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, it's all, in 5 to 6 hours of driving. That could be
we've had. It's going to be a risk, but I think it's going to pay off. I think ultimately we're going to draw in a lot of new out-of-state guys. They're going to go to that one and they're like, shit, this is good as anywhere. I got to go to the rest.
Yep.
So that's the plan.
No, I agree. I agree with Trent, man. I think it's a spot that people haven't dipped into. And I think it's because maybe people in Florida might think, oh, that's a little bit of traveling for someone in South Florida. But I think the people from other states, it's going to make it up, I think, tenfold. And I think that event's going to be awesome. And then you got 4 events already happening, or 3 events, and this is the 4th one. And I think people will start seeing the production and the value that the FAL presents. I think it's just going to be phenomenal.
Well, then also you got to think this is a college town. We're going to be at one of the biggest venues in a college town. All the your football players, your baseball players, basketball players, any of them young guys that got high testosterone levels, they hear about an arm wrestling tournament. Let's go see what this is all about.
The other thing too, man, we're doing press releases in every town for these things. We're putting flyers out at the venues. I mean, we're doing a ton of local promotion and local advertisement on Facebook and locally to the businesses for every single place. Like we're trying to book sponsors or in and around every single venue. So I would say we're going to have a ton of local support for that for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that one there could blow up to be a huge event.
And I could tell you 20 times me and Artem drove off into the middle of the woods somewhere in Georgia, somewhere. And I get there and there's 250 of my boys. They'll drive to the Panhandle.
Yes.
You know,
For
I'm
sure.
there.
They'll drive.
For sure. I can't wait. I've never been there. I'm excited about that tournament.
It's a good vacation spot too, man.
Mhm.
Great vacation spot. It's beautiful up there.
And a lot of people that come to visit Florida out of state, I see them drawn to the Panhandle area. So, you know, you might start seeing, I'm getting a lot of people from out of state messaging me, asking me questions about these events. It's going to be off the chain, man. I'm so excited. So we got June 10th. We got the Mayhem in Middleburg. I think this is 6th, if I'm correct. And that's a Chuck Westbury event. Tell us about it.
Sure. This one's going to be different than all the others. Every other event here is a double elimination tournament. We want Chuck to stick with what he's always been doing. His will be a round robin. However, that will not affect the points. The points get given to first through third. That's how you earn your points. And it may be first through fifth. But you will still get your points based upon your placement. So you're going to place either first, second, third, fourth, fifth in a tournament or in a round robin. The round robin will weed out some people a little early, but that is the excitement of this. That one's in Middleburg. There is a early weigh-ins. I believe in Fleming Island. I have to look at the details. We're putting out flyers for each one of these, but Chuck's been doing this tournament for a long time. He is a great promoter, great tournament director. And rather than have him as a competition with us, which we don't want, we want to bring entries to his tournament. You know, if he's doing 150, I want him to do 200 because we showed up. So support him. Come to that one. That one is absolutely as important as any in the Florida Armwrestling League, and that's going to be our northeastern Florida event. We have 2 north events. You know, we're going to have Tallahassee and Middleburg. So this is not just Central Florida only. We're going south down to Spring Hill twice. We're going north twice, and then we're going to put the rest of them on right there off the I-95, I-4.
So then we have July 1st. We have the Fit US Expo, and that's going to be in Orlando at the convention center, just like the Europa, just like the normal events we have there, but it's going to be a little bit of a twist. Tell us a little bit about this, Brandon.
Hey, real quick. The June 10th tournament, that's my birthday weekend. So y'all get ready to have some fun afterwards.
All right.
All right, the after party at Trent's.
I'll be the big 30.
Yeah.
You still baby.
Welcome to the 30s.
Yeah, the Fit Expo. So this was formerly known as the Europa, formerly known as the UBU Expo last year. Last year we had Emil from Sweden taking on Brandon Elsesser that just beat Craig Touye. Chance also took him on. So we had a incredible matchups at that. And this year, you know, the theme with that is pretty much they changed the title based upon selling the sponsorship. So now it's called Fit USA Expo. Exact same thing. We're contracted to come put on arm wrestling on the main stage at the Orlando Convention Center. We're going to have Pro Gear Gym set up there. I believe Sarah will possibly be taking on the crowd again. We're going to have them associated with our booth selling supplements, all sorts of awesome stuff. But that is going to be about 50,000 people coming and going through that Saturday that will be watching arm wrestling at some point or another. I promise I will be loud enough that they will look at the stage one time at least.
Time to get jacked and ripped up, Trent, for that event, man.
Oh, you better be, come on, T-Money.
Expos. You got to be in the expo shape. No messing
They don't
around.
call him Friend Johns for nothing.
I'm FAL tank top.
Okay.
The string with the back, with the no back.
The bodybuilder stringer.
That's it. Let the lats hang out.
So we have August 12th. We're going to end the summer off with the annual King of Florida. Let's talk about that event.
Yes, this is the wildest, craziest tournament. We are coming back to the D-Land location before City Limits. It's the big arm wrestling venue I told you, that has a huge stage and all that. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Everyone that knows, when you come to King of Florida, it's an absolute madhouse. It's still going to be a madhouse. However, it will not be as loose and lax as it has been in the past, because we're keeping with the standard of Florida Arm Wrestling.
Super excited. Super excited. September 9th, King Hill Smackdown, Spring Hill, Florida.
Yes, the Spring Hill Smackdown, the second stop at Pro Gear Gym in the boxing ring again. This is going to be the final one there. This is the final South Florida event. A lot of you Miami guys, it's going to be your moment to shine, and we pretty much want to show up and blow these events up so we can come back to these locations next year.
And that's the second event in Spring Hill, and that's like new territory. It's going to be exciting to
be mega. I'm predicting one of our best productions.
October 21st in my backyard, Daytona Beach, Florida, Biketoberfest.
Yes, we are coming back to the Bruce Rossmeyer Harley Davidson, the Destination Daytona. However, this year it is going to be a mega production. It will not be what you've seen in the past, but it will be in the same place you were in the past. Anthony Latero will be assisting in that tournament, bringing a lot of his guys. We're hoping to combine his old support with us and grow everybody into one. But this will be ran by the FAL, and it's going to be a mega production in a mega venue.
And then we have the traditional Battle at the Beach, November 11th, DeLand,
Yes.
Florida.
This tournament, this was our last year's annual party. It had such good support and such good timing. We are bringing it to the City Limits location. That's our third stop in DeLand, at what I would say is probably going to be our best venue as far as a restaurant bar style spot. And this is more of an event location, not just a bar. We're going to be outdoors, under the main stage, the awning, VIP seating, the whole shebang. It's elevated. We're going to have the brackets on TVs and, multi-angle production here. This is one of the locations that can absolutely support our largest production. There will be ultimate parking. They're pulling food trucks out, multiple types. I mean, it's going to be a fair out there, essentially.
And then we're going to end it off December 9th.
Yes.
FAL Finals.
And this one will go towards the points. So if you are down on points, you better not miss the final. We will be hosting a regular tournament. Our finale will include an award show after. Like I said with Chris on here, we're hoping to do a Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame, a banquet, and a semi-formal event afterwards, where you could smell a little less sweaty, look a little better, take some pretty pictures, and maybe something you might be proud to show your mom, not just screaming at a bar.
Hey, my mom likes
cool. Okay, I met your mom. Your mom's pretty cool, though. I mean,
yes, your mom is cool, Trent. Well, man, that's exciting. 11 great events. I mean, jam-packed. It's funny. We heard Pablo talking about how he wanted to do a tournament every 2 weeks. It looks like you could come to Florida and do that.
He's going to move.
Yeah, listen, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors real quick. These are a lot of the people really making this prize money possible. We have not taken any sponsorship money for our personal pocket. We've put every bit of it into pot. Pro Gear Gym, one of our main title sponsors. We also have Eclipse Tattoo. They are a huge sponsor to us, one of the title sponsors. We also have Do It Yourself Pest Control in Altamont Springs, another awesome sponsors. Guys, we are rolling out a sponsor package that will include from $75 to $1,500 packages. And whether you want to sponsor the entire league or you just want to sponsor one event, have your name on a banner and get one VIP chair. There's going to be an entire VIP sponsored section where you are sitting front row. That's going to be rolled out here shortly, very different packages, but we want to support everybody. So even if you don't want to sponsor us, make sure you tune in, make sure you watch it, and make sure you also support the businesses that do, because supporting these guys makes them support us, and then we can also build more. So big shout out to Eclipse Tattoo, Do It Yourself Pest Control, and Pro Gear Gym.
Great sponsors, and welcome to the FAL family. So excited.
And
Can't wait.
Congratulations, Artem, Andre, and Austin.
Amazing showing, guys. Amazing. It just shows you the quality we have in the FAL when you got these guys going to a different state and just wrapping it up, man. And speaking of wrapping it up, we're going to wrap this show up tonight. I really appreciate you guys for coming on. Really appreciate our guest, Chris Russakis. And I'm just happy that he's going to be on the board. And we're going to have a huge show tomorrow night. I'm thinking 8 p.m. Around that, I'll post on YouTube and on Facebook. And we're going to have Dan Shaw. We're going to make some huge announcements. Brandon's going to break everything down. So, and so this will be a episode you guys will want to get in the chat, ask your questions, and we're going to take care of everything and answer them.
So we can
Showing up at the finals with a briefcase handcuffed to his hand with $10,000 and $1 bills.
It'll be handcuffed to the man, the Macho Madness, wearing my FAL yellow silk suit.
Greg will be in full Macho Man FAL apparel, our official hype man.
Cream of the crop, baby. All right, guys, have a good one.
Be safe. Y'all be easy.
Y'all.